Welcome back. It's always the right time to remember to drink and party responsibly, and what better way to support the ongoing fight against drugged and drunk driving than to walk and run during the 12th annual UKG and Sella Foundation Walk Like MADD and MADD Fort Lauderdale 5K presented by the Sheriff's Foundation. Honorary Chairperson of MADD, Heather Geronemus, joined us in studio to share more. What you do is incredible. This organization, MADD, of course, for years has been boots on the ground, making sure that we're educated on DUI, driving while drugged, and driving while drunk, and saving lives.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of work, but you're doing a lot of great work. How's it feel?
You know, it feels like a mission that I didn't ever want to be on, but I'm glad that I can be here, you know, side by side with Mothers Against Drunk Driving, saving lives. The organization's over 40 years old, and we've made a lot of progress in terms of saving lives, but we have a lot more to do because there's been an increase recently in drunk driving deaths in our nation.
Speak to that here in South Florida. What are the numbers there?
Sure. In South Florida alone, there's about a 10% increase in drunk driving deaths, and that's really kind of prevalent across the nation. Drunk driving is still the #1 killer on our nation's roadways, despite, you know, all of the advocacy efforts and all the life-saving legislation that we've passed. Drunk driving remains about a third of the traffic deaths in the nation, and you know that holds true for here in South Florida as well.
Years ago, there was signage, verbiage, commercials, everything that was to combat drunk driving, staying off drugs on TV, and now it seems like that's not the case anymore. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
Are you seeing it?
So I see it because I'm in it every day. You know, my father was killed by a drunk driver in 2009, and on that day, my life changed forever.
Sure.
I wasn't there where it happened, but I revisit that emotionally and mentally so much that it's like I was at the scene of the crime. You know, but to your point, the drunk driving kind of like the rhetoric and everything was so much more prevalent in the 90s. It was louder, but there were also fewer things that were happening in cars, right? There was no texting. People weren't on cell phones. So I think that there's a lot that's going on that probably shouldn't be in vehicles, but we need to stay focused on the fact that drinking and driving should never be a thing that are mixed.
Born of the death of your father, you turned that pain into something that is beautiful. Your activism was sprung with the Walk Like MADD and the MADD Fort Lauderdale. You've raised over $3.5 million. That event is the signature fundraising event for MADD, but as I said, it's something that was born out of pain, and now you see it in its success.
All the people that cross the finish line at Walk Like MADD and MADD Fort Lauderdale are part of helping me heal and helping all the victims in South Florida heal.
Yes.
Because you can see that it's not just victims on that day. We'll have, you know, full families and law enforcement and elected officials and lots of fun, you know, food and activities. The Museum of Discovery and Science is bringing out their STEM truck for kids to, you know, to experience. So it's really what wakes me up in the morning and really keeps me going is that the whole community comes together. It's not just my issue, because I mean the statistics prove that 2 out of 3 people will be impacted by a drunk driver in their lifetime. So it's not just because of what happened to me, it's to save, you know, what could happen to you.
Right, and I'm sure your father's looking down very proud.
Oh, thank you.
How can we participate this year?
All right, well, we want everyone to come and join us on Sunday, May 7th, downtown Fort Lauderdale. The start line will be on Andrews and Las Olas. Huizenga Plaza is closed for renovation, so we're going to have a street party right on Las Olas for everyone to join us.
We'll take a street party, Heather.
Exactly. And you can register at walklikeMADD.org/Fort Lauderdale. We need volunteers, we need donors, we need sponsors, we need runners, walkers. It's going to be a great morning, and it really does show the power of community. And so we're looking forward to seeing everyone out there.
This event, if it can save just one life,
Absolutely.
massively successful.
Yes, I completely agree.
Thank you, Heather.
Thank you.